Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? Hey, it's your boy, Miles Maturity. Welcome to another episode of Table. Hey, tonight gonna be a pretty interesting topic. One of the guys on the table, man, had brought this topic my way. So I was like, man, let's digest and let's dig into it. It's been a minute. Since I actually talked about this topic, to be honest with you, just on a general type of a conversation, man. I haven't talked to people about this in a while, man. And lately it's been like conversations about finances, relationships, self, things like that nature. But and it's been a minute, man, since I really dug into this type of conversation and really bring some bring my personal opinion and my personal thoughts to the table when it comes to this topic. So it's gonna be very. I want to say it's gonna be very. um, I guess a process for me as I talk through this as well. Just coming through some rational understanding when it comes to this type of topic. But I feel like every topic, when it comes to a point of view, should be discussed. It should be valued. And I feel like this is definitely a discussion that needs to be valued and needs to be looked at um, now more than ever, because it's, it's, it's translated different now. It's translated different. But let alone it's still here, I think it's just maxed in a different view, especially when we have social media in place. But tonight we're gonna chop it up, man. We're gonna put some opinions, some thoughts out there. Let's see. Hey, good evening, good evening. What's good? What's good? What's good, my sister? What's good? Hey, we about to get into this topic. Um, and the topic tonight is gonna be when cooning goes wrong. Like I said, hey, to be real, man, my guys on the table. We had a discussion this evening. It was pretty well. It was this morning. It was here, so I was like, all right, cool, because it's going to be more on the sense of like what is the difference between somebody that is cooning versus somebody that is woke, and I wanted to translate that. Hey, that's what's up. What's up? You chilling? Hey, man, I wish I could chill, man. I just got back to the house about 20 minutes ago. Jumped into the house, so bear with me with the process. But yeah, man, like so I wanted to cover both topics, cooning and woke, but I want to cover it in a different way. Like I said, I want to cover it in the sense of cooning when it goes wrong is the sense that some people really don't see themselves in the light of a coon versus somebody that can be woke. To be honest with you, some people might think they're woke and could be cooning. Yeah, definitely a long day. They could be cooning, and some people that are cooning could be possibly woke. That's something we need to think about. Do we really know who we really are in the position of the fight that we have? I feel like a lot of people don't think about that part. Like when we're talking and we're discussing things, like I'll give you a perfect ass example. I remember when I was in the military, I was in the Air Force, and I used to have discussions uh with my current partner at the time, and I was looking at things about when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, and I was like, damn, I was like, based on my lifestyle and based on the position of the job I was in, I'm like, shit, I'm actually Republican. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to being in the military, everything is mostly supported by the Republican side versus Democrat. Democrat is more like more on like citizens and stuff like that, where Democrat is more pro military. So based on my lifestyle and based on my profession, I would be viewed in the sense of a Republican's view versus a Democrat's view. Even though in my brain and in my thoughts, I'm like, hey, I believe I should be Democrat, but the way I was living was Republican. So it hit me crazy because I'm like, damn, like I have to be this for the based off of a position to get the bonuses, to get the raises, to get these things. I have to be in that. I have to root for that because if I don't root for that type of party, hell, I might get close as getting cut from my job, cut from my wages and things like that, based off of the job that I'm in and the profession it really dictates my lifestyle and the way my kids eat. And I guess at that moment it hit me where a lot of people don't really look at that kind of stuff on a bigger spectrum. Some people do, some people don't. And I think a lot of military people do because the more I socialize with more military people, a lot of military people and even a lot of them are very, very, very pro Republican, which I really don't serve neither one of them. But I know at the time when I was in the military, that's one of the things that I really looked at. And I was like, damn, man, like, I guess I am, guess I am rooting for the Republicans because, shoot, I mean, they at the time, they was feeding me, they was sheltering me, they was doing all these things. And that was the party that actually took care of me, quote unquote. But this is why I feel like we need to have this type of discussion when it comes to cloning because it kind of put a perspective of where do you fall and how do you should approach things and how we should view things differently. Everything is not so black and white to where it's transparent and there's no questioning involved in how we approach life. Because we could be approaching life as a good guy and you actually could be the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So let's get at it. You know me, before I even talk about something and go deep into something, I would like to have the definition of what it is before I speak onto it. So let's talk about it. Cooning is when a self-hating African American plays the fool for a white audience in exchange for the limited social acceptance of the latter, are willing to give within the radical hierarchy. So, well, the racial or hierarchy per se. And let's digest that. Let's digest that. Let's look at it in the sense of a workplace. Let's say you had a job, right? And there's two black guys, and they're fighting for the same exact position, right? They're fighting for the same exact position. Person A is meeting the quotas. There, he meeting the matrix. He's productive. He provides quality work. He's a man's man, or we'll be equal. All right. We'll say it could be a woman or a man. They said they both, whoever is man or woman, just say that person is providing all of the quote unquote. All right, cool. We'll buy a beer. But I just say the person will do all those things right. Custom service is on point, quality is on point, all these things are on point, right? So check it. But he's not a social type of guy. He's not hanging out, talking to the supervisors or the managers. He's not, you know what I'm saying, going out to drinks with these guys and, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, knowing each other and this and this and that. And this guy, goes back and tells this guy what the other people are doing wrong. And, you know what I'm saying, he's not spilling the beans on nobody. He's not playing none of those roles, but that's what person B is doing. Person B is doing mediocre work, but he's at all the events. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bad. Um, person B is hanging out with the supervisors, drinking, chilling with them, telling all the good and the bad of what his peers and his teammates are doing. He's really just trying to connect, trying to be that cool guy with his, you know what I'm saying, with his pretty much the people that are in charge of him. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to gain acceptance, even though he's not being the best version of himself at his job by providing quality work, being very good at customer service. But he, in the sense of, is just riding high with his employees. So, in that sense, person B will be considered Cooning. Why? Because if you think about it, if he is or she is a black male or black female and she's over there catering to these people, I mean literally telling them everything that, you know what I'm saying, her peers are doing wrong. Like, man, they take long lunches, they doing this, they doing that, they clocking out early to go home, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, they just really giving them, that person, the rundown of everything the other people are doing, even though them people are probably getting the job done, quality work is still good, customers still happy, the system is still working. It's just they're giving them stuff so they can know the ins and outs of a person's system. You know what I'm saying? So they can gain more control of what the group of collective are doing. They're buying favoritism. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening when, you know, we say the word cooning. Because guess what happens? That person B eventually gets the promotion. That person ends up getting the promotion. Because that person fits the very DNA profile of what they want, especially like a manager or a director would want, and a supervisor. He wants those kind of eyes and ears, and that fits the profile. Somebody that's gonna run and tell stuff that honestly ain't even heard anything, especially if the situation is still working on board. The numbers are still being met, expectations are still being met, even probably over expectations are being met. But guess what? That guy that does the great quality work, that does the great customer service, he might not socialize, he might not kiss quote unquote ass. He's gonna probably be in that same position to the day he retire. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Based off of, you know what I'm saying, me traveling, going around the world, being at different jobs, being around different people, and seeing different situations. This is real life. This is exactly how it plays out. It's always in that kind of realm. It's sad, but it's true. It's rare because this is the thing that people gotta understand. In a managerial sense, it's hard for you to promote the guy that's creating you more revenue in the position that he in versus you putting him into another position and he will be less effective. And that's how they see it. If they know they can gain more profit, create more revenue, generate more things from you being at level 1 versus they see you at level 2, and that's how they look at it. They might tell everybody, they might tell you, hey, we're looking at these numbers, we're looking at this. No, they're not. They're looking at where are you good at? How useful are you? You know what I'm saying? How useful are you? No. I see your comments. You good. I actually see all of them. Yeah, you good. But they are that's how they position people. Because I'm telling you, I've seen it all the time. The most productive guy in that position that is really good at his job does not get promoted. They keep him in that position. Is the C word banned from YouTube? I don't think it is. I haven't seen it. I've looked at the guidelines. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Hey, we about to find out though. Because I'm sure for to use it. We about to find out. We definitely about to find out. But I don't think it is. I haven't seen it. Weirdly, I don't think that word is, but I know a few other words that are, and they're actually is not as bad as this word, but a lot of the words have been banned, ironically. But now it's crazy though. But let's dig deep into this issue. Not only can this position affect the work field, but it also can affect um relationships. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I, I'm probably going to say the whole word just to test it out. I'm gonna live through experience, but it can also work in the work field. It can work in relationships. Let's dive in that. I mean, some people like how can you cool in a relationship? Yeah, you definitely can cool in a relationship. For instance, just say okay, we'll do it like this. All right. I understand. Disclaimer. Don't need this. This is a learning experience, so I don't need people to get their feelings hurt or get upset. This and that. Cause love is love, but we giving real life examples for real life situations. So let's break it down. Um, just say a black guy marries a white lady, right? And in this relationship, and just say they're in the relationship, right? And just say like the black guy comes to like a family gathering, in a situation in the household, like he goes to her like Thanksgiving dinner or her Christmas dinner or whatever. And in that situation, you know what I'm saying? Like he can go there and you know what I'm saying, without understanding, it might not even be aware, but he could probably go in that situation and start like bashing black people in a sense of like talking about like certain things that we do or say or how we act or how we dress or you know what I'm saying, kind of give the ins and outs of how we operate in the sense of acceptance. You know what I'm saying? And it can be a jokey joke. You know what I'm saying? Like they all laughing, you know, everybody laughing and things like that. He's trying to gain acceptance into the family in that sense. And it allows them to be more comfortable with him. And guess what? It raises his hierarchy into the family. You know what I'm saying? He raises his hierarchy. He gains acceptance in that way. Which if he did it the opposite way to where it could be a position to where if he went in that situation and they're arguing back and forth and he's standing his ground versus towards the family, like, no, you know what I'm saying? We don't stand for that, or no, we don't accept y'all talking like this. That can lower his hierarchy in that family to where they might feel uncomfortable saying certain words around him. And then the vibe in that home could become very uncomfortable. And guess what? They might not invite them over to certain events no more. It might minimize. They might start just inviting them once a year instead of once a month, where person A that does the joking and the bashing, they might invite him over every weekend. Why? Because he's created a comfortable environment and he has raised his hierarchy of acceptance in that family to where they don't have to watch how they talk or watch what they're saying around him. They can say anything and he'll be fine with it. And that can be an issue as well. You know what I'm saying? Some people may say, that shouldn't be wrong, he should be very, understanding, people are people, they are cool, but it's a respect that's in place. You know what I'm saying? There should be a respect there. Like I don't come at, you know what I'm saying, my wife or my daughter and call them the B word. Why? Because it's the respect. I have to be aware and check what comes out my mouth. And that's how anything, regardless if it's your household or not your household, when you enter somebody else's household or you enter or they enter theirs, they should have some kind of sense of respect of your parent presence to where they should be aware and understand what to come out they what or how to say stuff when it comes out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of shit needs to be checked. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you say. I think C and woke resonates in most of us. It's culturally embedded. I'm gonna put this up, y'all. What she just said. I think the C and the woke resonates in most of us, and it's culturally embedded in our culture. True, true. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Um, so even you know what, even we can even take it out in the sense of the sense of hey, it's not even about um we cannot just say respect, but you also can say um understanding of that person's pain. Like for instance, if you know somebody has been through a lot in their life, you know what I'm saying, through years and years, especially like for instance, like me or a lot of the people I grew up on, like we went through a lot in life. We've grown up through a lot in life, dealing with the harsh reality of the world, through selective hiring and prejudice and things like that. So it's like when we encounter the non-black people, you know, a lot of them understands that. You know what I'm saying? Or they should understand. They should be understanding they should be able to understand our pain to where we shouldn't even have to explain the uncomfortness of a situation, or we shouldn't even have to even try to think of cooning to gain acceptance in the hierarchy of a person's eye. It should respect the situation of our background of what we've been through. So anytime I feel like that we are being when you try to jeopardize your position for acceptance, then you already fallen into the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? You're already fallen into the wrong position. But let's get off of the relationship. Let's tackle other things. Let's tackle people ain't gonna like this one. Let's tackle parenting. Let's tackle parenting. A lot of people ain't gonna like this one. So, in this sense, just say, ooh, boy, this is gonna be tough. Just say two parents, right? You got two black parents, and one of the parents wants, because this is what's going to start happening now, I think more than ever, is that one parent may want their daughter or want their son to date somebody that is not black. And what happens sometimes is they may project false or overgeneralized information to their kids to not even want to date somebody in their racial group. You see what I'm saying? They can make it look so bad to where they will look at other races instead of their own. And I feel like that's also in a sense of cooning, because you already creating a foundation in your kids' heads to think less of black people. And that is also around, especially if you raise your kids in areas where there are not that many black people, and that's all they see is non-black people. It's kind of hard to That's all they see. So it's kind of hard for them to even understand or relate to black kids because they don't really be around that amount of black kids. And then so what happened is, or we could do the reverse. Even if you live, some people live in a community, but they can live in a complete negative black community versus there are communities where a black community can be extremely positive, extremely productive. But if you're groomed into a community where it's black, but it's like complete negativity, I mean, shooting, drugs, killing, I mean, everything. All you see is negative, negative, negative. It could be negative, negative, negative versus if you look at it on the non-black side, if you don't see any black kids, it's like you don't even really know or understand. It's weird, but some kids don't really feel complete or they feel missing because they don't really have no one to relate or connect with unless they got brothers and sisters. But outside of that household, they wouldn't have nobody really to relate and connect with. So they don't really see anybody to reflect from. But when you are in an environment where it is a bunch of black people, but you see nothing but negativity, then you can kind of feed and see only negativity and can never really comprehend a positive image of a person that you would want to put in your life. And that's where, as you grow up, you can deflect from being around other black people of the opposite sex. And you can start cheerleading for non-black people because all you've seen is the negativity of the black of the opposite sex. And that can be very hindering. You know what I'm saying? It can be very, very, very hindering. And that also it can be a sense of cooning because once again, you are then entertaining the white audience, not the white audience, but you also starting to entertain and give information to the black audience that is degrading our standards and our expectations as black people. And that's what is not need to be done. The goal is to self-love, self-reflect positive things about black people. And that's where I want to start breaking down the difference of being woke versus being a coon. Because when you are a coon, I'm telling you, people think coon is so black and white to, oh, he just, a guy that's on TV that's talking about black people bad. Like I'm not even gonna talk about the the obvious. My goal is to talk about things that are not obvious. The goal is to look at things that we don't never look at. And the things we don't look at is, like we said earlier, relationships, parenting, the way we position our kids, the way we position ourselves at our job. Those things are very important in how you move every day as a black person. That is going to dictate if you are a coon or not. That's why, like for me, you know what I'm saying? Like when I talk to my daughters and my son, and soon to be sons, like the goal is never to degrade a black woman to say, hey, you don't need to marry this type of black women. Like, no, I push them, love a black woman, be with a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would never self-hate, you know what I'm saying, versus and I would never try to gain any kind of acceptance of the opposite race by degrading my people. It's going to be the opposite. I'm always going to push and fight for my people and shine and boast them to the Most High. That's one reason why I did this show. This reason why I do these shows. That's why I do these talks, because not only do I want not only do I want to put in the work for people to understand ourselves, but to heal ourselves and to make ourselves a better version of ourselves. And in order to do that, you have to be able to be aware of these kind of things in order to correct them and change them. Um, I'm trying to find topics and discuss things that aren't thought about a lot. I hate piggybacking on relevant and the trending topics. You see what I'm saying? Like, once you hear it, then you heard it. I want to move on. Let's talk about something new. Our brain does so many things. So let's break our brain down and learn more things besides the obvious shit that we always learn every single day, every hour on social media. Let's take the time to learn and discuss, read, talk about things, but on bigger spectrums of the obvious that we talk about. All right, let's read what she said just a minute ago. All right, you're right, it is not black and white. Within this topic, we have to make sure we are not regulating each other's ideals of blackness. Facts. Facts. Little facts there. Big facts. Yeah, we got to. We got to. We gotta have these talks. We gotta have these discussions. And we can start now, we can start tomorrow, we can start the next day, but we gotta keep it going. The difference of being woke versus being a coon is truly accepting, understanding who you are and where you at in this world. Understand the matrix. Understand how the matrix works. Understand what is really going on when you watch television. Understand what's really happening with the system and the government and how women are being placed and how men are being placed in society. And not only that, but how men are being viewed, especially black men are being viewed versus everything else that is going on in society. We got to understand these things. We got to take the time to open our eyes and pay attention to the people that are asleep. You know what I'm saying? Regulating, let's see. Regulating our blackness is a trick of those in power to keep us arguing. Facts, facts, facts. If all of us agreed about the same stuff, then nobody will be able to generate any profit. Stupidity and ignorance generates profit. I repeat, ignorance and stupidity generates profit. Understand that. The more self-sufficient you become, the easier you can move in life and more, and you can make money. You can make money, save money. You can save so much money for yourself if you are more aware of how to put things together, how to fix things, how to do things, and et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, for me, man, I ain't gonna lie. Boy, I love some YouTube because anything I need to learn how to work on, I just do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to work on I had to do some work on the cars today. And so I was like, shoot, I just go buy the parts, take them home, get the tools that I need, work on the cars myself, open, you know what I'm saying, pop the hood, do what I need to do, fix everything, boom, 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 done, save me some money. You know what I'm saying? I'm saving an easily $200-300 of maintenance work versus, you know what I'm saying, because I can just do it myself. All I gotta do is just learn what I need to do, what to take off, what to break down, what to pull out, you know what I'm saying, what tools I need to do this and that, and done. Everything's done. Save some money. You know what I'm saying? Should probably save some time because, you know, you go somewhere, you got to wait 30-40 minutes before you get your truck, you get your vehicles in. You got to wait, do this, wait, do that, and then you get it done. Like, here, I take it home, do the shit myself, done. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for us to learn that being more efficient on how we operate, understand how the system is and how it works against us, then you know how to move. You know how to move. Read what she said. All right, we said we all have to dissect our weakness and strong points. What is our idea of blackness and how that translates to the group? Truth, truth. We definitely got to talk about that. We got to talk about the strong points and weak points. And the that can be an uncomfortable pill to discuss when it comes to the collective of a group of the black society. Because with the black society, a lot of us we tend to get defensive when we listen. We need, and one thing I had to learn how to master. One thing I had to learn how to master as a black man was to listen with my defense shield down. I learned how to master my life. I learned how to master my life. In order to master my life, I had to learn how to listen, take information, use that information in a positive light versus as a defense or as harsh criticism or as a hurtful viewpoint to make myself better. What happens is when we talk to each other, even if it's good or bad, we get offended, we get mad, we get cringy, and we don't want to listen and take the information and dissect it and listen to it in your head a couple more times. You know what I'm saying? Some conversations, I'm going to say this slowly so people get it. Some conversations don't have to end that day. Some conversations do not have to end. You can actually pause a conversation and say, hey, you know what? Let's continue this conversation tomorrow because what you just said really resonated with me. And let's talk about this shit tomorrow. But what happens is we get so caught up in our feelings to when somebody says something that really hits hard, we want to keep talking. We got to keep talking because we want to win a conversation or we want to look strong in how we talk or we want to feel in control of how we talk. But what does that really solve? It solves nothing. You still who you are, and the person that's talking to you still who they are. So where is the growth of the conversation? It's very important for us to understand that conversations that are had needs to be used in a sense of when I walk away from you, I want to have gotten something out of it. But we tend to have conversations with each other to where you want to give them something, but you don't want to take information and use it yourself. You want to give somebody else something because you want to feel like you're the valuable one, and they're not. But in the sense of this is both people are valuable. When you have a conversation, both parties are valuable in that conversation. Everybody should respect each other's opinion equally. Listen to each other's information. Go home, digest that conversation. Come back, let's talk some more. But we don't. We have a hard time because what happens is we have so many pointless conversations in our day to where words are used so loosely. Information is thrown out so loosely. I'm telling you, when you actually have an effective or an impactful conversation, that's why I like about like successful, productive people. They got their shit together. You got to make an appointment to talk to them. You got to make an appointment. You just can't call a productive, successful person and just have loose talk any time of the day. You got to make an appointment. Hey, let's talk tomorrow at 1:45. You know what I'm saying? You got to, that's success. I make an appointment to sit here and talk on this thing because I can't talk to everybody every day on any given time of my day. I am a busy person. I got to make a schedule. And when I bring this information, I'm bringing you this information because it's needed. But the thing is, I'm telling you, you go on Facebook, people talk from 8 a.m. to freaking 9 p.m. just messaging, texting, messaging. A lot of it is so watered. There's no substance. Yeah, order is my favorite word. Real talk. Like, we got to start being impactful in our messages. There's so many people that put information out that devalues them so bad. It devalues you. But the thing is, you can be so self-absorbed that you don't even realize and care that you are being devalued. And that alone is toxic. That alone is very, very toxic. And the reason why that's toxic is because that same that toxicity can be addictive, and it can be contagious to a point where it can travel. Because what happened is somebody that is hurt and that somebody that is vulnerable can take that as that person is being empowering. That person is doing them. They don't give a fuck about what nobody say. As if that sounds good. But we make that kind of shit sound like it's good. That shit ain't good. That shit is not good if you don't care about what nobody say. But we have became so toxic that kind of shit sounds good to people, that nobody cares. Like, the very nature of humankind, you know what I'm saying, is to care. You know what I'm saying? To care and to love about one another. But we become so hurt and so devalued to the point to where we make our negatives positive. And that's what I'm saying about this whole coon and woke shit. You can be a coon and not even know it. You can be woke and think you a coon, or you could be a coon and think you woke, because we're getting so lost in translation of understanding if you're hurting or you healing. Where are we at in this road? Where are we at in this time of the world where we're so focused on power? Like, it's a power struggle right now. It's a control game right now. Right now, people are fighting for control between manhood, womanhood, masculinity, what's the other word? Femininity to we having race wars. We got so many things going on. We got the survival game going on. Because even with all this back and forth with race and gender and all that, people still trying to fight to survive. People are still trying to fight to eat and have food every day. And I see the division. I see the break. It's a bad thing. And it does not, we have to fix this in two ways. You fix it in your house. No, three ways. First, you fix this shit with yourself. You fix this shit with yourself. You fix it in your home. And then you have to work on your community. You have to work on the community. Some of us stop with the home part and we don't branch out and work on the community. Facts. I'm gonna post what she just said. Hold on. That part. Everything has become a debate. We can't just focus on home, but we gotta focus on community. Because see, this is what happens sometimes. This is what I've seen happen, and I see it happen. It's like, we'll just focus on home and think if we just focus on home, everything else fixes itself. No, it don't. No, it don't. Why? Because if you got kids, or if you got nephews and nieces, you got little cousins, you know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. they're coming out here into this world. They're going to be living in this world. So it's going to be in your best interest to just not do the best of what you can inside your home, but do the best that you can outside this home. Because outside your home is where your kids got to walk in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing as a father, I had to understand. I have to understand that my son have to pick a wife out here. I have to understand that my daughters have to pick a husband out here. I have to understand that my great kids gonna have to pick their wives and daughters out here. So I can't just focus on perfecting and making my household perfect, but I gotta make sure that I can impact and give information for people outside my household so they can get this information and use it as well. Because like I said earlier, I love using YouTube because it's shit I like to fix and put together that I don't know how to put together. So I use YouTube for information to do the shit that I need to fix. But how can I have that mindset of just working on my household if I don't have that same mindset for others? Other people might want to fix their household, but they might not know how to fix their household. It's not a book for this shit. A lot of people use social media to learn things and to gain information. So it's up to us to create blueprints, to create guidelines, to have dialogue, have conversations for people to understand what they need to do to fix their household to be better. Because guess what? A lot of us don't have the brains to do it. All of us don't have that. And it's cool. Everybody ain't built to be a leader. Everybody ain't built to walk like that. Some people need directions, need help, need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. That's fine, long as that they understand that. They understand their position of how they move. And that's cool. But the goal is for us to create outlets for the people to have that information so they can and want to do better. It's great. I love helping a person that really want to be helped. What I don't want to do and what I have accepted as I've gotten older is I don't want to help motherfuckers that don't want to be helped. Let them figure it out later. If they want help later, cool. I'm here. But I have no problem spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours talking, helping, grooming somebody that want it. Have no problems with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important. Your time is value. Your words is value. It's cool for us to have our own opinions, but if it's not impactful and it doesn't move people in a positive manner, then what good are they? You know what I'm saying? It's like being a millionaire on an island with nobody else but you on it. What good is a millionaire on an island by himself with trees and animals, nothing else? That currency don't mean shit out there. What good is it? What good is that money? What good is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us, we don't think about these kind of things, man. But I'm gonna read this real quick. See, I'm working on myself at home. I have graduated to the group. And you have honest where you have to be honest where you at. That's true. You gotta be honest where you at. Yeah. And heal thyself. Yeah. The key thing is to heal. We all are hurt. All of us are hurt. There is nobody on this planet that has not been hurt or have trauma. You have to take steps and make moves to heal and to work on yourself. And you got to be able to acknowledge and Like, say that shit out loud. Like, a lot of people can't say out loud they fucked upness. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people can't and have a problem like saying out loud their fucked upness, saying the shit that they're not, that they suck at, saying the shit out loud that they're not good at, saying the shit that they got issues with. You know what I'm saying? Those are the steps that I made. Now I made when I was single and as a man. I say these things out loud. You know what I'm saying? I said them out loud and I made the steps to work on those things. I used to look myself in the mirror and I say things and I say things and I work on these things. And I still say things, I write them down and I work on them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I go so hard. I go so hard. I work until I am exhausted because I know my work is never done. You know what I'm saying? I never want to be able to move day to day and it wasn't my best. I want to be able to move to day to day to where when my day is done, I am beat. You know what I'm saying? I am beat. I gave it my all. And that's how it is when it comes to acknowledging the self, the issues, and understanding, you know what I'm saying, the difference between being woke and things like that. But let's ask this next question. Is both needed? Is cooning and being woke needed in society? Is it needed? Hmm. I'm gonna say, yeah. I feel like both ends are needed. Good and bad is always needed in life. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, yeah, we both was on the same page on that. Yeah, it's definitely needed. Both are needed. The good and the bad is always needed. Sure, even when it comes to dating, like women love the good and the bad of a man. They just don't love the good. They love the good and the bad. Let's just be real. If a man was just good, trust me, they'll never get picked. Women pick the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? It's needed. It's needed. We live in a world of opposites. That is 100% facts. We definitely live in a world of opposites. We definitely live in a world of opposites. It creates balance. It creates balance. And not only does it create balance, but to be honest with you, it's good for me to learn from a coon. The reason why I like to learn from, I would love to learn from a coon and I probably have learned from a coon, but learning from a coon, you learn how, um, you learn how other races really view us in their ugliest nature. You know what I'm saying? You learn how they view you in his ugliest nature. You know what I'm saying? That's one reason why, to be honest with you, I had no problems with Trump because Trump was showing me his true colors in his ugliest nature, and I loved it. I love to see somebody in their ugliest nature. I don't want the mask. I want the mask off. I want the mask completely off. I want to be able to know exactly who and what I'm dealing with at all times because they're gonna know who they're dealing with at all times. So I want to be on in somewhat of an even playing field and understand who I'm dealing with. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. They're very necessary. I really believe. Yeah, that orange dude. That orange dude, you know exactly who he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Can't say the same about the other cat. Well, I already knew what the other cat was about too. He ain't shit either. But that's another discussion. Hey, we go bust it in with the final thought. Um, we go bust it in for the final thought. Final thought is this. I had a debrief on that one. But we gotta start understanding and realizing that um I think you said it earlier. Hold on. I want to go back and tag something on while I talk about the final thought. It was something you said earlier. I'm see, can I find it? Where is that message at? Right. Nope, that's not it. Okay, here it is right here. This part. All right. Like I said earlier, we all have dissected our weakness and strong points. What is the idea of blackness and how that translates to the group? Okay, this is my final point when it touched that part because that was very valuable. All right, translating in within the group of information that we have. It is very important to understand when you are woke, translate your information not just to other woke people, but to learn how to translate your information to non-woke people. And what she said was perfect, like our idea of blackness and how that translates to the group. Translate this information. Just because you, perfect example, if you're in college, right? It's not necessary for you to talk like you in college. You don't always have to use big words. That's one thing I used to hate. I went to college, but I don't always use big words. You know what I'm saying? I try to dumb down my words because I realize I may know what the word means. That doesn't mean the people that are listening know what the word means. So I don't have to um display my dictionary skills. My the purpose of this conversation is to gain understanding. Yeah, it is. It is. Real talk. Real talk. Hey, the message get through quick. Trust and believe. It for some reason it gains a lot of traction like the next day. Is weird. But um yeah, it we got to be able to get information off to others. You know what I'm saying? Like in a way that people understands, not to try to show how valuable we are. Once again, woke people get information out to non-woke people. People that are coons need to learn how to get information to woke people so we can use that valuable information to better everybody else. That's why I feel like altogether everything is needed. Both parties are valuable because we can use the information that they learn that we can't discover and learn or understand and use it to make things a little bit better or at least be aware of what's going on in society when it comes to certain things that we may not know. I'm not saying, hey, let's all be buddy and kumbaya and loving one another, but we gotta understand in this game, in the game of life that we play, you're not gonna like everybody that you work with, deal with, build and grow with. It's all about the respect game of who you're dealing with. And guess what? Even in war, you respect your enemy. You know what I'm saying? You respect your enemy. So, hey, that's all I gotta say for the night. I kept it within an hour, and that's what's up. But that's my final thought. I want to do one more thing before I go. I know she's not on here, but I'm going to post it anyway. Uh, this is my cousin's stuff. Um, her YouTube. That's her YouTube name. Yeah, check it out. Check her out on her YouTube name. Check her out on her Instagram. She just posted something on her Instagram today, matter of fact. So yeah, check out. She got YouTube. She got Instagram. She also got a dope Discord that I am also on. Uh, we have some great conversations, man. We chop it up. We definitely chop it up. We definitely chop it up. So, man, y'all check her out, man. She's on tomorrow night. I know she be having games and stuff, so she may either be on at 10 o'clock or she may be on at 11 o'clock. But she's doing a show tomorrow night. So yeah, definitely check her out. She does what you call it, meditation music as well on YouTube. So man, she be pumping those out damn near every day. So y'all, yeah, definitely show her some support. Check her out, man. She real good, dope people for real. So yeah, y'all check the queen out. But other than that, people, man, like I said, this was a good talk. I want everybody to check it out, share, like on YouTube. People on Facebook also share and like. So also people that are on my security Facebook, start jumping on my YouTube, subscribing, liking on there. Because eventually what I'm going to start doing is start merging all my stuff onto my actual website, as well as I'm gonna start merging all this stuff to just Facebook eventually. That's the goal, to start pushing, because I'm really seeing too much BS that's been going on Facebook. I really don't try to use it as much. Really trying to get off of Facebook. But that's all I gotta say, people. Hey, much love. I'm out.